I'm trying to help these girls be pretty. All 2024, keep it pretty, okay? So if you aren't doing the same, then you're the problem. Go ahead and send that video to that girl. You saw her makeup yesterday at work. You don't want her coming to work looking like that no more. Tell her to get her life. My pretties, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, y'all, it has been so many, I think it's been like a full year now since my last video, and why? Like, I need to be more consistent. I'm so sorry. Like, I promise y'all, I be wanting to be so consistent. Every day I think about making a YouTube channel. I'm gonna make a YouTube video, and I just don't. Like, I don't know what it is for me, but I promise y'all, I'm gonna get it together. Today, let me put this down. Today, I got a couple new products that I wanted to try for y'all, and on top of that, I haven't done like an updated foundation video in a while. So as y'all can see, my eyebrows are on, my skin is ready to go, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of moisturizer. First, I'm gonna add some of this Milan and Goetz Vitamin E Face Moisturizer. I got this in my Ipsy bag. I'll be trying a new foundation. This is the one from Morphe. I'll show y'all in a second. What I have noticed, because I have tried it, what I've noticed is that it is very, very matte. So I usually have to add like some kind of oil or something on my base to make my skin kind of have like a layer on top. So just a little bit. And this was the Conserving Beauty Conserve You Face Oil. Love that. Okay. So next, I'm going to go in with my color corrector. As y'all can see, I use it all the time. I got this palette in like cosmetology school with my makeup kit, and I use it all the time. So I'm just gonna go in with my sponge. I do use a dry sponge. And I just pick that orange up and I just place it on like my jawline because I do get a little darker around my mouth. And then I'm gonna set that. I'm gonna set that with the Star Bright setting powder. How have y'all been? How are my subscribers doing? Like, I'm so grateful to see that my subscribers didn't dwindle down and that I still have the same amount that I had prior to my little hiatus. And I'm very, extremely grateful for that. Did y'all see the Super Bowl last night? Well, I don't know if it'll be last night by the time this video is posted, but have y'all seen the Super Bowl? Specifically the Usher concert and the Beyonce commercials? Did y'all listen to the Beyonce songs? Which one is your favorite out of Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages? I love both. Like, completely different vibes. So great. I'm in love already. So let's jump in. I'm going to be using the Morphe Filter Focus Foundation in the color Filter Tan 19. I'm just going to go on the back of my little thing, and I'm just going to do 2 pumps. That has been, like, working. I either need, like, 2.5 or 2. What I also like doing is adding in a couple of these Ket drops. I feel like it just adds a little bit of brightness to the foundation that goes with my skin complexion a little bit more and makes the foundation just a little bit looser. So I'm gonna take my sponge. I'm gonna take my Morphe Continuous Prep and Set Mist. This is the new one. I really like it. I got like this smaller size because I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. So I just got like this smaller size, and then I also got the regular one. So I'm just gonna moisten that up. And then I'm gonna start to go in with my foundation. And I like to start here. And as y'all can see, it is full coverage. It has a very nice like sheen to it when I add the oil on my face. Like without that oil, I do feel like it is kind of, I don't want to say drying, but it is like matte. Like when I first put it on, I was like, oh, well, I don't know about this. But once I added that oil on my skin before the foundation, that's when I really started to like this foundation. So if the foundation is not working for you, that might be the reason. Now, while I'm doing my foundation, I'm making sure to avoid my under eye area because I don't like for there to be too much product on my under eye area. I feel like that's what makes my concealer crease. And girls, please make sure you're bringing that foundation down your neck. Make sure it is being brought down your neck. You don't want there to be like a line of indication on your jawline that has like foundation here and nothing here, and then you're just looking crazy. So make sure that you're blending that down. And this probably takes the longest, is the blending. Like blend. My Morphe Filter Effect Soft Radiance Concealer. And this is in the color Light 8 Warm. And I'm just going to start with the dot on my nose. As you can see, I also didn't add a lot of makeup to my nose. I don't like there to be a lot of makeup on my nose because I feel like it makes it look kind of dry. And I do get a little oily like in my T-zone, so I avoid putting any foundation on my nose. And I'm just gonna do this right here. And I sometimes like to go up a little bit on my nose because I feel like it helps start that start that contour. And then just a slip right here and a slip right here. And then I'm gonna take that same Morphe Continuous Setting Spray and spray my face. Gonna let that dry for just a second. And then remember, I already sprayed my sponge, so it still is moist with that Morphe setting spray. And then I'm just gonna start to blend this out. For the nose, you just wanna keep that concealer where you placed it. You don't want it to come too far out, but you don't want it to, you know, like just sit right there. You want to make sure that it's blended out. And then with my concealer, I like to start with that nose and kind of connect it to this part right here that I have. And what this is gonna do is lift the face. You see how this side looks already more lifted because of that concealer that I put right there? That's what you wanna do. You wanna go in and just do like a lifting effect. And you see how seamless that looks? And then I don't like there to just be a disconnect, so I'll go in and start to lay this down, which will be fine because later on I am going to do a little bit of eyeshadow. And when I do my eyeshadow now, that's already prepped for my eyeshadow to go. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in with that orange. I'm gonna go back in with that orange color corrector that I used, along with that same sponge, and I'm just gonna use that as a base for my blush. And just start to place that right there. Okay, and then I'm gonna take an angled brush and I'm gonna go in with my contour stick. This is really old, it's from Trestique, and yeah, I don't even see a color on here, but it's Trestique, and it's actually out. So what I do is I just kind of like swipe the sides, and I start to build that nose contour. And the way I like to do my nose, remember all of our noses are a different shape. Well, not everybody's nose, but you know, people have different nose shapes. So what I'm gonna do for my nose specifically is I'm gonna take my concealer and I'm gonna start under the brow, like right at the edge of the brow, and then I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna bring it in, creating like a V. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna just, also when I take my concealer, I'm gonna place it here. Instead of placing it right here or like right here, I'm gonna place it like in the middle and then kind of blend that in to where I want it, right? And then you can connect this right here. And then I'm just gonna use the side to kind of blend that out so that it's not just a harsh line. No, we're not done. Now I'm gonna take a little bit more and I'm gonna do the same thing at the bottom. I'm gonna create a little V coming from the outer part of my nose under, almost like a sweep motion is what you want to do. Just want to kind of like sweep that under because you want it to round out. And then I'm also going to go in on the top right here and I'm just going to start to kind of round out my nose. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you see how it looks more thin up here now, and then it has more of like height. You'll see the full concept once everything is set in place. Then I'm just gonna take this and run my finger down it just to kind of blend everything in a little better. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and set this bitch. Let's go ahead and set this bitch. I'm gonna use my sponge one more time and just marry everything together. Also, if you're like looking at your makeup, if you're following this video, and you put on your blush and you're like, oh, this is a lot of blush and you don't like it, take the other end of your sponge where you use the foundation and you can just use that side and it'll blend out and take away some of that blush and soften it up a bit. And then you can do the same thing. Instead of using the side that you're blending out your concealer, do that. Okay. Maybelline. Oh wait, wrong one. This is the Maybelline Fit Me loose finishing powder in the color 25. I love Maybelline. Like I love Maybelline. Like, seriously. Maybelline and Morphe are probably my like top go-tos. I'm gonna take a brush and I'm just gonna do like a light veil of this under the eye. Now, I do bake, however, I like to do this first because it's gonna make sure that there are no like lines or anything that bake is getting into. So you're not baking lines into your face, you're baking the smoothness into your face. So just go ahead and set that under eye with that powder. And then you can do the same thing on the nose. And on the sides. And then I'm gonna go in with a sponge. I like to use a dry mini beauty blender sponge. And I'm just gonna dip that in and start to set under my, or start to bake under my eye with that. And I don't do a lot. I don't want my eyes to look dry. I just want it to stay all day. So, and then again, I like to just put a little bit down the middle and go around my mouth. Then everywhere else, everywhere that foundation is not, or that powder is not, I'm gonna go in with that Starlight or Star Bright foundation again. This is in the color Translucent 2.0. And I'm just gonna start to set my face. So as you can tell, I still have not even touched my forehead. I have not put any product, anything on it. I don't even like to do a lot around my face, around my forehead, because of my hair. I don't want to mess it up, so I usually just don't. And then I'm gonna go in with this Bobbi Brown, and this is in the color Pale Yellow. It's actually extremely light for me, but I do like it because I feel like it adds just that punch of like, underneath. Boom. I'm gonna go ahead and let that bake. I'm gonna do my eyes, and my eyes will be done in a separate video, so make sure that you're staying on the lookout for that video, and I'll be back. Okay, y'all, so now that my eyes are almost done, I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of my face, and then like I'll go back and finish the under eyes. So now that I've like been baking for a minute, I'm gonna go in with my, what brush is this? It's like the names of everything. Oh, this is the Farrah Blush and Contour C30 brush. I actually just used this brush to wipe away all of the extra powder. I don't know if you can tell, but my forehead is a little more shiny because, like I said, I haven't added any more, like I haven't added any makeup up there. So I'm just gonna like kind of use the rest of the excess powder to tap up here to like kind of tie in with the rest of the face. And then I'm gonna take my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless pressed powder in the color 230 and a dry sponge. And I'm just gonna use this to set my under eye. As you can see, it just like brightens up that under eye and as well gives it like a good lift. I'm just gonna do the same thing to the other side. And then I'm gonna take this powder. This is the Jane Iredale foundation setting powder. I'm just gonna take that on my big fluffy brush. This is the Complex Culture brush in the plush powder. And I'm just gonna start to set the rest of my face using this. Make sure you're bringing it down, 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 down. And when you get up towards where you just like did the highlighting powder, you're just gonna kind of like softly diffuse that powder up and into each other so that it blends together. Then I'm gonna go in with this continuous setting spray, avoiding the eye area as much as you can. And I'm just gonna set that. Let's go in with my contour. I'm just gonna use this. This is the Flat Angle LR331 from La Rouche. I actually use this to contour all the time, so I don't even use any more product at this point. I just kind of you see how it's there, and then I'm gonna just go in with the La Rouche contour blending brush, and I'm gonna literally blend out my contour with that. And I like to keep this kind of like facial expression so that I can see where my bone structure is and where I want to blend it. So you don't want it to go, you don't want to bring it all the way in, you don't want to take it all the way up. You kind of want to keep it right here where your jaw, where your cheekbones are, so that gives it the appearance that you're like more like sunken in and just like contoured. I don't heavy contour because, well, look at the material, but I'm gonna add some contour a little bit. And then I'm just gonna take that down the bridge of my nose as well to further that nose contour that I have. But I am also gonna go in with this angled brush and the Vise Art palette again. I'm gonna go in with these two bottom colors. I like for my nose contour to look a little grayish because I do like it to look more of like a shadow. Like I want it to be a shadow effect. So what I'm gonna do is just start to stamp that on. Said we're gonna do the same thing at the bottom of the nose. My finger, and I'm just gonna diffuse out the edges. You see how this one is like, now it's less noticeable. This side is kind of just like line. You don't want that line right there. You want to blend that in. And then that's gonna give you more of like a soft photo focused filter kind of effect. Bam! Then, now that we're like almost done, we're tying everything together, everything is kind of like coming together, if you will. I'm gonna take my bronzer. This is probably like my favorite part. I love bronzer. Just gonna take my bronzer on my Esam V49 brush. And I'm gonna take my Alloy Cheek Duo by Natasha Denona. And I'm just gonna start to, this is when I will bring this back a little bit, and then I'll start to bronze the face. Just to kind of add some of that color back in. I'm gonna stay into that Natasha Denona palette. I'm gonna go into the highlight, and I'm just gonna start to highlight this nose. with this Ofra palette. I'm gonna take that like rose gold shade and continue. And then I'm gonna go in, I have another Ofra palette that I'm gonna go in with. I'm gonna go in with that middle shade right here. And I'm gonna touch my inner corner with that. Then I'm gonna take my large Bell & Argent brush. This is the Spotlight Blush and Highlight brush. And I'm gonna take my highlight palette from Shades by Shan. And I'm gonna take both of the top colors and start to sweep that on. Boom, now you can see that highlight is on. Now I'm gonna go in with my blush. I'm gonna take, actually, I'm gonna do something a little unconventional. I'm gonna go in with my Morphe and Jeffree Star palette. I'm not even gonna show it to you because, girl, it's disgusting. I hope y'all didn't just see it. Don't be trying me. But I'm gonna go with this palette. As you can see, it's very old. I'm gonna take this orange shade right here. And I'm okay if it gets in the purple, but my point is to get it in that orange shade. And then I'm just gonna tap it off. And when I do my blush, I want y'all to do something and see how y'all feel. Instead of you just like wiping it on, do more of like a pat motion because it's blush. And you want it to be more dispersed. You want it to look more like uneven and like just more natural. You want it to be more like a sun-kissed, like, oh my gosh, kind of thing. Instead of like a streak of blush. Like, don't do no streaks of blush. You see how that's more like dispersed? It's even. You can still see my highlight. It's gorgeous, right? And then this side, you just see highlight, and then, yeah. So we're gonna take that again and just start at the temple. And you're gonna pat your way down. And then when you get to the apples of your cheek, you can swipe a little bit just to kind of bring it like up around the apples right here. And then you see how that looks, just like natural, kissed, like flirty. That's what you want it to look like. You want it to just look more seamless and blended. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that, and I'm just gonna put that on the nose. Again, just patting it on. I don't want it to be too strong. I just want it to be a little bit of like a kissed, blushed effect. Okay, now now that I have all those like powders on, blah, 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 I'm gonna take this spray again. If you've made it this far into the video, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share, send it to your best friend, your mother's best friend, your father's best friend, your father's mother, and your mother's father. I don't know, just send it to everybody. Make sure that y'all are putting the knowledge out there because I'm trying to help these girls be pretty. All 2024, keep it pretty, okay? So if you aren't doing the same, then you're the problem. Go ahead and send that video to that girl. You saw her makeup yesterday at work. You don't want her coming to work looking like that no more. Tell her to get her life. I'm gonna take my Fenty Beauty highlighter and just, cause I like to look like from the moon, from the Mars. Okay, so boom. Now you can see me, right? Now I'm gonna take this Morphe powder for the last time. I'm gonna take the Morphe setting spray for the last time. I'll be right back. Gonna go finish off these eyes and these lips, and I'll come show you the finished product. Girl, get somebody else to do it. Okay, so this is the finished look. I threw on just a simple pair of lashes. These lashes are the 747L, like 747 long, just like the blue things from the beauty supply store. I think they're like $2, something like that. This is like my 3rd or 4th time wearing them. I just throw a little mascara on it and I keep it moving. But I throw on a lash and I throw on a nude lipstick, just a brown lip liner, and this very pretty Wet n Wild lipstick in the color Never Nude. And I used just this Lulu Beauty eye pencil to line my lips just in the color brown with the new Duck Plump lip gloss. And this is the final result. How are we liking it? What do we feel? I love it so much. I think that these crystals with this headband just go perfectly together. I feel like could you imagine? Like, it's raining outside. I'm gonna be outside and it's raining. Like, people are gonna look at me and be like, wow, she's just fucking shining, like sparkling. She looks like water. It's giving wet. Like, come on now, girl. I stay wet. Boop. But I'm very, very happy with this look, and I hope that you all are too. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, share, and I hope that all of you keep it pretty.